Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Travis from Gate Studios.
My turn. I am Casey from Alex and Casey 13.
And I'm Philip from Game Cheaters.
You're such a cheater. Anyway, so last week we told you guys that we were going airsofting. We went over some of our airsofting gear.
I could show you my bruise, but that'd get a little inappropriate.
Just a little bit. So, but we're not going to tell you the results of that yet. Instead, we're going to go to Casey about the...
Hey, Philip bought me a Mountain Dew.
about the news of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So I found out today that the director of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. released that the alien from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 that Agent Coulson found when he was researching why he was thinking about Tahiti. And it was officially released that the alien was Kree. Was like the race? Kree? Race?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. Philip knows more about it because he's really smart.
The comics. Nothing else, just comics.
He's just really smart. So, Philip, tell us more about Kree.
Well, their boss, the name is on the tip of my tongue. I mean, it's in everything, even in Lego Marvel. I should know this, but I don't. Fantastic Four fight him for something. I haven't read the comic. I don't have any comics, so I'm sorry for all you fans out there.
You're just
I'm
really
letting
smart.
you down. Yeah.
You know it all off your brain.
Yeah. Another setting of the Kree is when Captain Marvel, before he became Captain Marvel, he came down and Avengers met him, got into a battle, big war on Earth about Kree versus Avengers basically, and that guy became Captain Marvel and fought with the Avengers to stop the Kree from coming to Earth. It's also in a TV show, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Have you heard of it?
Nope.
No.
Oh, it's a good show.
We'll add it to our list of shows to eventually watch.
Sometime.
Maybe in the future. Along with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. Which, another piece of news, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 1 will be on Netflix. We've already watched the full season before it was on Netflix, but it will be on Netflix. Except, Philip, have you seen all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I've seen it all, yes.
There we go. We're all up to date. Well, kind of.
Not really for me.
Not at all, but...
I haven't seen any season 2 yet.
Neither do I. I figure we'll probably do like our whole like marathon spurts of it again, and
Every weekend for the next 3 months.
pretty much. Well, I wasn't really through. What?
No.
How long did you guys do it? Because I kind of just jumped in towards the end.
No, I thought you were there for the first episode when Alex spoiled it all for everybody.
Nope, I was not there. I had to work.
No. Then you started probably the second week.
Okay, so 3 weeks. Well, do we finish it?
It's like 3 or 4 weeks, yeah. It's about a month.
So it wasn't too bad. Basically, we spent Sundays or Saturdays, depending on...
Usually Saturday nights.
Yeah, usually Saturday nights we would go through and we'd just watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. all night. I think we usually had pizza, too.
Yeah, pizza or some sort of food, taco dip.
Yes, definitely taco dip. By the way, this is Chicky, the chicken. He's our mascot. Or she. Did we decide if it's he or she?
No.
It's an it. This is Cheeky. It is our mascot.
Chicky the mascot.
He will now be in every podcast episode. Or at least that's the game plan. And all
Hopefully.
He might be hidden.
Hopefully.
It might be hidden in places, maybe.
It might.
Well, let's go with he.
Okay.
I like it.
Cheeky's now a he.
It is an it he.
It is a him. And now...
Travis, did you watch the season finale of EGHS?
I did. I thought what they did with it was pretty cool, but I am very sad to see it go.
It looks like they had to just throw a bunch of stuff into the last episode.
That's basically what they ended up doing. And I think part of that's because of their new contract with Lionsgate. Because Lionsgate's basically funding all of Rocket Jump's projects now. And
do you know if they're coming out with anything new?
I think Freddie stated in one of their blog posts that I occasionally read, I think he said that he's been working on writing a new project, but they haven't really said anything further than that. So I'm hoping that whatever they're working on is as good as VGHS, if not better. Because VGHS was pretty good.
It was good, but I think they could do better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they could definitely do better. I think it'd be cool to see them team up with Corridor Digital more.
Yeah.
Because when those two groups get together, that and you bring in Brandon Jayla, you get all three of them together. You watch any of their projects where they all three were in on it, and those are some pretty impressive projects.
Yeah, they are.
So I think it'd be really cool to see them do like a project like VJHS, but bigger and better and more awesome. And the actor that plays the Law, the original Law, I think it'd be cool to see him in the next project too.
I didn't like his character.
I didn't like his character.
I liked his character in the first season, but not the second or third.
Yeah. I think it's interesting how they brought him back in at the end.
Yeah.
We're trying to be really undetailed for those of you who may not have seen it yet.
And I really, really did not like Nathan Kress. He was the Law.
The other Law.
The Law. He did a terrible job playing his part.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. He did not fit in that movie. I think maybe I'm stuck on the fact that I've seen him play in the iCarly show.
Oh, okay.
And that is not his field of work.
No, I didn't particularly care for him in that role. I've only seen an episode or two of iCarly, but
Is that a Lionsgate thing? He's not part of that, is he?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
Either way, he shouldn't have been in that movie. They could have picked someone better.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't the best acting choice. But part of me wonders if that was on purpose because he was supposed to kind of be like a mock of the original Law. And so I wonder if they just purposely chose someone crappy to play that role because they were trying to mock the Law.
Could have been. I don't know.
But either way, while I'm sad to see it go, it was a decent way to end the series.
Yeah.
So...
We didn't spoil anything, did we, Philip?
No.
Good.
We still gotta make him watch all of it.
Make me.
We're going to make you. We're going to tie you to a chair and put you in front of a
Season
television.
1 and 2 are on Netflix.
Yes, they are.
Just wrap my eyes like this.
I'm gonna take toothpicks and just pry them open.
They're only
So
about...
bad.
Well, Season 3 is a lot longer. It's probably about 5 hours.
6 episodes, probably 6 hours, roughly.
Well, they're only 45 minutes each. About 5.5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Season 1 is probably about 1.5 hours. Season 2 is a little over...
Probably 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Roughly. Because they just gradually increase the time of each episode as they want, because their budget grew as they.
Yeah. You could just binge watch all 3 seasons in one day.
You could. You should do it.
Start early. I'd do it with you.
Let's do it.
Do it.
So what's next on the agenda?
Well, why don't we just go ahead and jump right into the airsoft conversation? So,
Yay.
Casey, did you enjoy yourself with airsoft this weekend?
I did, and I have a story to tell about my comment of I could show you my bruise, but it wouldn't be appropriate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, we live in Wisconsin, and it is freezing but cold outside.
Yeah, it was probably, 20-some degrees
Yeah,
out?
and so everything's frozen, the ground, water, and I was sprinting. We were playing King of the Hill, and I was sprinting through a marsh area, and it didn't occur to me that it was a marsh until I started just plowing through the water, going over my boots. And this was our second game that we played the whole day. Luckily, I was wearing waterproof boots. And some spots you would fall through the ice, some you would run on them, and I just totally wiped out where, you're running and then your feet just go straight up in the air and then you land backwards on your butt. And my butt hurts. And I got a huge bruise. It's all balloon purple.
Yeah, that...
And then my elbow hurt because my gun got all wet.
Yeah, that looked painful.
And it hurt. And then, of course, 2 of my magazines went kaput for my shotgun.
Yeah, one of my magazines stopped working for my machine gun.
Too cold.
When you
Airsoft-
fell over, it was weird because I saw you and I looked away and I looked back and you were gone. I'm like, where'd you go?
I had to sit there for a second and hopefully not get shot.
Catch your breath.
Yeah, that too. But no, airsoft season's probably done for me now for the winter.
Darn injuries.
Then, well, not because I'm injured. I would go back out now, but just the temperatures are cold for the guns and all that
Yeah.
junk. So
Unless we got somewhere really cool, like indoors to play.
indoor would be fun. I always think of work that way. If either of you two come to my work sometime, you'll totally see my vision. It's just like a huge indoor airsoft field. You'll have to see it. So that was probably my story.
How about you, Philip? You enjoyed the weekend?
Yeah.
You could tell him about how we teamed up.
Yeah.
we did.
What was that? I keep forgetting the name of it.
Trouble in Terrace Town.
Yeah. That was probably my favorite, mostly because we kept teaming up and like, hiding away from the terrorists. That was, can't remember who I was with.
Trevor,
No.
when you were a terrorist?
Oh, no. Cause, when I was with Travis, no, Trevor. Oh, Travis. Travis was over here, and, like, I'm over here. And we were both, like, sneaking up to Bear, and he's, like, shooting, like...
He was shooting at me
over-
and him.
all over the place, and I'm, like, trying to sneak up to, like, try and shoot him, because, like, to stop him, put him down. But he's, like, slowly coming up, and I go over the wall, and he's, like, right there, so I, like, run
I saw that. I
over
witnessed
there.
all of it. And I shouted at you. Didn't I? Philip, who are you shooting at? Because I wanted to know if you were aiming at me or if you were aiming at Bear. Because Bear was in between you and I.
Oh.
That was when we were in the woods. And there was like 5 of us all like, are you the terrorist?
That was pretty funny. I do remember that.
And then the
Remember that.
terrorist turned out to be Trevor, who was right next to you the whole time.
Yeah.
And Christopher.
You should have seen how we took Trevor down eventually. Like, because of one, or maybe this was a different round.
It was a different round.
It was the round after that one.
Yeah.
He was good. He was
Yeah.
like hiding. He was actually using his camouflage and like hiding in the trees and stuff. And it was getting dark, so that was another boost of
Camo.
hard. Yeah, camo.
Yeah. I would have to say my favorite part was doing Trouble in Terrorist Town. Especially the last 2 rounds I would have to say were my favorite. The first of the 2 rounds that we did. So I'm just like walking down the driveway, minding my own business. Casey over here, like, I notice he's behind me, but I don't really think a whole lot of it. And so I go and I turn down a path into the woods. And I don't remember what Casey said.
I said, I don't want to have to do this.
And all of a sudden he just whips the shotgun, like, from behind his back. Or what wasn't
Like
a shotgun? It was a handgun.
rifleman style.
No, it was a
Was
shotgun.
it your shotgun? And he just starts unloading at me. Now, thankfully for me, he was a pretty terrible shot at the time.
I was using his shotgun, not my tri-shot.
He was a pretty terrible shot at the time, so I was able to like get far enough away that he wasn't hitting me, and I took a couple shots back at him.
I could. They would whiz past my face. I could see him coming at me.
But
Also in Matrix.
and then to make things better, like, okay, at that point I know Casey's the terrorist, but then he starts yelling, "Travis is the terrorist! Travis is the terrorist!" And then we're like yelling back and forth, "No, I'm not! Casey's the terrorist!" And nobody knew who to believe. Because at this point, we're still shooting back and forth at each other. And then eventually I got some of the guys to realize it wasn't me. And
Trevor and Bear.
I think it was Bear, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, then it came down to just me and Casey in the end. And unfortunately, like, I was out of ammo and Casey wasn't, so he ended up winning that. And
Oh yeah. I didn't like being the terrorist because then you're like, I don't know, with the odds of everybody, you're most likely not gonna win, and so then you're almost guaranteed that you're gonna get shot.
I really wanted to be the terrorist, but I never was.
I
Like,
feel
just
bad.
to try it once.
I feel bad for Alex because he got it twice and we had to restart those both times.
Yeah.
I didn't like being the terrorist, but Philip and I had a system down.
like when we were playing President, that was a lot of fun. Like protect the president. When
Alex was the president.
Yeah.
And you and Ezra were his guards.
Yeah. And then Casey had a walkie-talkie, and I had the other walkie-talkie, and we didn't really plan it this way.
Nope.
But then it's like Casey all of a sudden is like giving us hint over the radio, and he's like, "Philip and I are gonna help you guys out." We ended up losing that round because we kind of ended up we didn't listen to Casey through completely. And that was my bad. And
It's okay. The radio's probably in your pocket, and you were under fire, and you're not gonna whip it out.
I'm under fire.
But
Who
no,
are you talking to?
Philip and I were sitting up on the hill right by the extraction point, and
We could see you run.
and he had the binoculars, and he was saying, "Okay, they're going this way," and then eventually he split off to tell all the other guys that you were going the other way. But then they caught on.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, though. We made it further than the last group did.
Hmm.
So.
A lot further.
Yeah, it was really good. And then, yeah, Trouble in Terrorist Town. That last round was a lot of fun, too, because it took us a while to find Trevor at the end. And then eventually Alex and Ezra and I found him. And, like, Trevor took a couple shots at me. And at that point, I was just like, no, we finally found you. I am taking you down. So Trevor went shooting off in the woods. Well, the person who probably shouldn't have been running, like, crazy through the woods, I'm like, nope. Went shooting after him. Like, I was jumping above, like, tree branches, jumping under. Alex and Ezra fell behind because they couldn't keep up with me. And then at one point, I'm like, just drop to my knees and take a couple shots at Trevor. I miss him. Like, I barely miss him. And then he shoots me, and I was like, guys, I'm down. Alex, finish him. And in the end, Alex was the one who finished him.
Nice.
Take the gun and finish it for me.
It was a lot of fun. And that was my first time playing airsoft like that too.
Yeah.
I definitely had a good time. I spent part of my day at work looking at airsoft guns because it was really slow.
I didn't have to work that day. I had an overnighter with all the youth. He played Octoball for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, that was probably pretty intense. I saw the picture that you posted. That looks like it was intense.
It was very intense.
Yeah, that was our airsoft experience. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any cool airsoft moments, please post them in the comments below. We would love to read them. Well, I would.
I would too.
I definitely would. I'd probably respond to most of them too because I just do that.
Cool beans.
Well, we have one more small thing to mention. Recently I heard about this cool site. I don't remember what the exact web address is, but if you Google it, you'll find it. It's called the Humble Bundle. Basically, it's like an indie distribution thing where indie developers can... They're basically giving away their games. Like, they're selling them at a fraction of the price. Like, you can get... I think right now they have, like, the entire Worms series on there for, like, $1. And, like, that's 9 or 10 different games for, like, $1. And it rotates through what games are available and what type of deals they have and everything. So I would definitely recommend checking it out if you like games at a cheap, affordable price and you're like us and don't make enough money to buy every game in the day it comes out. And
$60.
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, this will be our second to last video of the year.
This is true.
We'll have our season finale between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so you have to stay in tune on Facebook of when that date will be.
Yeah, because next week we won't have anything because it's Thanksgiving week.
Yep.
And like Casey said, check out for the date for when we'll have our big finale.
And it'll be cool and fun, and you'll want to watch it.
Over and over.
And over.
With your family and friends.
And your internet friends. And their internet friends.
Oh, and I might just be making this up. But stay tuned on Facebook just in case that the season finale is not only recorded, but it's also live.
There is a possibility we'll do it live.
So if it's going to be live, we want to know what you guys think, and it's going to be fun.
Another thing you guys can do, because if we're going to do it live, we're going to want to have a nice size audience. It would be great. Like, if we only have 2 or 3 people, sweet, we have 2 or 3 people.
Yep.
But it would be awesome to get as many people as possible. So definitely share, like, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and everything. you can actually watch all of the previous podcast episodes in one playlist on our YouTube channel.
Indeed.
And we will separate that out by season when we get into season 2 as well. So you'll be able to go like, hey, remember in season 1 when they talked about this? Boom, find season 1. And I don't foresee us removing them at all anytime soon. They'll probably stay up there for forever.
Forever.
And ever.
And ever.
Philip and I did complete a walkthrough or a gameplay of Unturned. But it hasn't quite gotten up yet.
Keep your eye out for that too. We'll probably share that on all of ours Facebook pages.
So
Yeah, and if you guys have any suggestions for things that you want to see, definitely shoot us a message on Facebook or even on YouTube, or shoot them a message on their Facebook pages. And
if you have any challenge ideas, let us know, because I'm sure Alex would be honored to try it.
he will. And who knows, Alex might be making some more appearances here at some point.
Absolutely.
So, I think that's all we have.
Indeed.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys for our big season finale coming up sometime in December. We'll keep you guys updated.
Adios, amigos.
Hasta luego.
Bye.